that little plot plan. As a plot plan, that would put on the screen.
In August, about 9.5 acres were donated to the township to be used for park purposes, and that was recorded, and we are now in the ownership. So it's a lot bigger than that little section in the lower left, but that's the only portion involved in the right-of-way request.
So what Chris is referring to,
Please make sure you have a microphone.
I'm sorry.
Well, again, what Chris was referring to get everybody oriented, again, this is the end of Reserve Drive here. This is the proposed easement for the driveway that they've given us a legal description for, and this is a part of the agreement. And as Chris said, this is lot number 3 that the township just acquired from the reserve right here. This is the township's Cleaner Park parcel, which obviously leads to their parcel right here. So this has been legally described, and this is what's in the agreement. Secondly, there's a second part of this, which is the easement for the sanitary sewer, which is also legally described through the park in that location, as was shown on the previous map.
Now, Chris, you got to describe the restriction that's in this resolution here, right? This right
In
away.
the permanent right-of-way and slope agreement, the restrictions, so what this agreement essentially says is, 1, they will build and maintain the crushed gravel sidewalk that connects the Montour Trail to Reserve Drive. 2, we are, in response to that, we are giving them the right-of-way shown on that figure, and then the minimum necessary slope easement to support that right-of-way. And on paragraph 12, let me see, it states that in the event grantee develops or uses at any time in the future, grantee's property is something other than an indoor recreation facility, which our code defines, grantor may, in its sole discretion, terminate this agreement and all grantees' rights thereunder, including the right-of-way and slope easement. In the event this agreement is terminated for that reason, grantor may, in its sole discretion, direct grantor to remove any and all improvements within the right-of-way and slope easement and return the property to a substantially similar condition as existed prior to entering into this agreement. So they're only allowed to use it to access an indoor recreation facility, and if that would change, the township's protection would be to make them remove, at our discretion, the improvements.
Any questions for the applicant or for Chris?
I have one more, Chris. Well, maybe the applicant, where it's 4107. It appeared as though the right-of-way went further to the north or whatever on that. Is this the actual 2-scale right-of-way, or from the document, or from the Exhibit A?
That's the document. I'm sorry,
It appears that the 4107. I thought that right-of-way went further into that parcel than what this picture illustrates. And I just wondered if this was for the exhibit from the document, or...
I think switch back to this.
I'm sorry.
That's right. No,
We're pointing out,
I
though.
understand your question now.
But then the 42 plus balls, that document has a different, it appears to be a different curve. So has that been marked out, or has that been...
Yeah, this is based on an actual field survey of the road. So what you're talking about is it just looks a little bit longer, a little bit different from
Yes, it does.
to the other one?
In reserve, the cul-de-sac, again, the reserve just takes a different angle, and I just wondered if it was routed, or if it was marked out, or...
That's pretty good, because I can't see the difference.
You don't?
I just wonder if it's, the contour lines are making it look like it's, I see what you're saying, but I'm pretty sure it's the same road. I think the contours kind of make it look elongated.
I don't think that we should, in fact, we don't show, there's no property line shown on here, on this, on the other map.
Maybe turn it. Turn it so they're facing the same direction.
Yeah, it's
Counterclockwise.
I think counterclockwise.
No,
No, other way.
There you go.
So, I don't know. Will this be put on the exhibit? The cul-de-sac or that circle there clearly runs all the way to 42 plus balls. So it just appears to be a little bit off, and I just want to make certain we were in the right place or had the exhibit.
Yeah, and they're two different scales. This one's a 200 scale, and I think this one's like a 50 scale. So that's the difference. That's why the curve seems it's a little bit different here. It's not as pronounced on the smaller scale map. So
But we own both parcels anyway.
yeah, yeah. I mean, I'm just relying upon that he surveyed it. I know he surveyed it because that was one of the deals when they were out there, that they would actually survey, and everything had to be based upon a survey that it was complete and as built.
So a straight line wouldn't work there because of the contour? If the drive went from reserve straight up to your 43 parcel 04?
And that would interfere with our field. They had to
It
go
was right
around,
there?
they had to skirt around the first field that was constructed.
Yeah, they had to get around. There's a tower there, Eric. There's an overhead line. There's also a wire line that come all the way around. So that's the reason that they turned.
They probably would like to go straight through.
Are we under a time frame here, or when is this project supposed to start?
I would, well, it depends on, have to go through the process with you guys for the permitting, but thinking 6 to 8 months start.
I think this is their first step. They gotta go through a site plan
Right.
next.
No, the board.
Did you say
Care
it
to
would
look
be
at
6
this?
to 8 months before you start?
I'm sorry?
Did you say it would be 6 to 8 months before you start
Oh, roughly,
in the spring?
yes.
Okay.
That's right in the middle of soccer season. I'm not trying to be difficult, I just want to make
But
sure.
it's going to take a year to construct, so, I mean, you're not going to, you don't have one window in 6 to 8 months where you have to dig the line. I mean, these could be, we're, moving a lot of dirt, constructing a building, so.
But you're coming right up Reserve, you're coming right off Reserve Drive, which is where everybody's coming up for soccer.
Are you saying for like the construction access?
Mhm.
I mean, I think we just have to,
Coordinate.
coordinate, make sure that we're not, I mean, no different than just, normal traffic coming in and out. I mean, they're gonna all try to get into the site to be working, they're not gonna probably sit in that cul-de-sac.
I would hope not.
And one more question, so the water line, we will have a place, or should we be putting the pipe in at the same time, Dan, when they're constructing, or?
I think we're putting,
Yeah, they have agreed to run the water line to serve the equivalent of 5 dwelling units, which should more than be enough for a restroom and a snack bar concession
That's
stand.
great.
And it's in that right away?
In the force main right away, in the sanitary right away, the one to the right.
And I wondered if our sanitary was gonna go in that same ditch as well, or in that same right away.
He said we just need ground and help bathrooms.
We do have the right to use that. If there's an alternative that makes more sense, we can do the alternative, but.
I mean, I don't see any particular problem with moving forward with this tonight, so we're not.
Is there a motion to approve on 191-2016, it's the right-of-way and slope easement with the restricted right-of-way. Is there a motion to approve that right-of-way?
So
I'll make a motion.
Been moved and seconded. Those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? The motion carries. Then we'll go to 192-2016, it's for the water and sanitary sewers, and it was discussed in a temporary construction easement. So, I think Dan described that we could use that also, but the water line will be there for our access also. Is there a motion to
So
approve 192-2016? It's been moved and seconded. Those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. The motion carries. We have to go back to 190-2016. I think that was our contingencies that we wanted to see on the right-of-way and their right-of-way for the pavement and the right-of-way for the sanitary sewer line, the water line. We've accomplished those. So are there any more comments on ordinance 1426-2016 on changing the zone from R1 to C1?
One more comment, maybe Frank would be best to give input. But who set the standards for those grades to be maintained, or the trail that goes up? You know, if it starts eroding away or what, does it have to be packed down or compacted 2A in dust, or how is that going to be handled?
For their driveway,
Yes,
their driveway's gonna be paved, it's a private drive.
and the other,
You talking about the trail?
trail path?
The trail path will have to work with the trail and use their standard section for what they use for a trail path.
We're still a ways away before that's
Okay.
even a possibility.
Even with the zigzag trail, the switchbacks, it was a tough site, but it was our only access. We owned property to get close to the trail, and we wanted to bring a trail up, and it's deep. That was the best thing they could engineer to get a trail up there, a functional trail.
It'd be fun going downhill. I like it.
So there,
Hey,
okay, is there a motion to approve ordinance 14-2016?
I'll make that motion.
It's been moved and seconded. Those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? The motion carries. Thank you, guys.